issue of men's health. So, welcome, and I hope you're sharing all this information with the men in your life. My name is Dr. Endo Nsima Obad, and by way of introduction, again, I'm a board certified internal medicine physician, in addition to being a professional trained life coach. This week, we've been focusing on men's health because it is my premise that if you are aligned with your healthy priorities, that your spouse or significant other should be the number 2 priority in your life. Now, I just want to correct something I said yesterday. It was an overspeak, and that was relating to prostate cancer. I stated that about half of prostate cancers diagnosed are benign. Now, that's not entirely the case. What I meant was that in half the cases of prostate cancer that are diagnosed in a man, especially in an older man, it is not likely to be the cause of death in that man. So prostate cancer is not benign, it is still a cancer, but because it is slow growing for the most part, it's not likely to be the cause of death in a man. So just to correct that. Today we're going to go on to the issue of physical exams. In other words, getting your man in to see the doctor. What are the kinds of things that he wants to discuss with his physician? A physical exam is a preventive health exam, and some of the routine things that are discussed are, for instance, your man's weight. Very important blood tests to make sure that are performed include number one, blood glucose. As you're well aware, we do have an epidemic of diabetes, and so it's important to get an annual fasting blood glucose test. In addition, a fasting lipid profile gives an idea about the state of a man's cholesterol and the different subsets of cholesterol. Another important test in a man is his chemistry panel. So for instance, his electrolytes that may need to be checked once a year. And if there's any abnormalities in his electrolyte panel or liver panel, then further testing is recommended. This is kind of an individual thing, especially if he happens to be on blood pressure medications or is diabetic already. Some other important testings are blood pressure measurements. Very, very important. So these are routine things that are done as part of your annual physical, but just make sure you're paying attention to those numbers so you know those numbers for yourself. So for instance, the regular normal blood pressure should be anything less than 120/80. In fact, at 120/80, we are diagnosing that as kind of borderline stage 1 at this time, and we highly recommend lifestyle modifications, not necessarily medications. So another thing to pay particular attention to, especially for the man over 40 who is embarking on an exercise program, is whether you should get an exercise stress test. Again, this is a discussion you want to initiate with your physician as to whether you should get an exercise stress test. But as always, make sure that your heart is healthy, and an exercise stress test is a screening test to ensure your heart health. Some of the other things that may be discussed with you and your physician during your annual physical are things we talk about: your lifestyle. So diet and exercise, your body weight, is it a healthy body weight? What are some of the things you're going to do to achieve that if you're not already within a healthy body weight? I usually say within 10% of your body weight. So that's in a nutshell some of the things you want to look at. I'm going to attach a link to the CDC website for you to take a closer look at some of the things that are highly recommended as part of that annual physical. And hey guys, this is what I always say. Whenever I have a man come in and he wants to argue about whether he should get a physical, I ask one simple question. Do you have a car? Most times I'm going to hear yes. Do you service that car? Most times I'm going to hear yes. Why not service your body? Why not take time to perform an annual preventive maintenance examination for that body? It's much more precious than a car, guys. So go ahead and take care of it. Until tomorrow, we'll be talking about sexual health. Here's your health and well-being. Dr. Eno signing off. Goodbye and have a great day.